later. Plus, breaking news, the U.S. launches strikes against Iraq and Syria in response to the death of 3 service members.
And in sports, high school basketball rivalries take center court.
Good evening, I'm Madeline Harden.
And I'm Haley Swano. Welcome to Newswatch. Well, we have a lot of stories to get to tonight, but we want to start out with some new developments out of Hawking County. 2 people were hospitalized with gunshot wounds after an armed robbery in Rockbridge. According to the Hawking County Sheriff's Office, deputies received a call around 9 o'clock last night about a burglary and shooting at a house on Trillium Way. When they arrived at the home, deputies found a male and female with gunshot wounds. Both were treated and flown to a trauma center in Columbus. Deputies say they detained 1 man at the scene, and the sheriffs say the investigation is ongoing.
On the eve of the 1-year anniversary of the train derailment in East Palestine, the Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost says any settlement in the state's lawsuit against Norfolk Southern will come only with a full understanding of what happened. The Norfolk Southern train derailment on February 3rd last year spilled chemicals into the soil, water, and atmosphere. Thousands of residents in the area were forced to evacuate. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the cause of the derailment, but has not yet released its findings. Meanwhile, Norfolk Southern says the major site remediation work is complete. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency ordered Norfolk Southern to clean up the town by digging up the soil under the train tracks and shipping it to remediation facilities. The company is still cleaning up a couple of contaminated creeks. But some residents say the railway company has not done enough. They want more long-term help with health conditions connected to the derailment. Norfolk Southern will no longer be reimbursing families for the costs of hotel rooms and living expenses starting a week from today, even though many of them have still not returned to East Palestine. But financial support is coming to 2 East Palestine businesses. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says, and the Ohio Department of Development announced these 2 companies, Yoakley Scott Corporation and EPO, joined 18 others previously approved for financial assistance. This brings the total amount of support to more than $3.45 million. The loan program was created by the Ohio General Assembly with funds from the Controlling Board Emergency Purposes Contingencies Fund. Punxsutawney Phil emerged from his burrow earlier this morning.
That's right, and he had a big announcement about the weather.
But what this weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide. Glad tidings on this Groundhog Day. An early spring is on the way.
You heard that right. Spring is right around the corner, and believe me, I couldn't be happier. Phil and his friends have been predicting the seasons since 1887. According to data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, his accuracy rate since 2013 is just under 40%. Wow. However, the National Weather Service's Climate Prediction Center is calling for above average temperatures across a huge part of the U.S. this month. So Phil may be right this year. Well, Madeline, maybe he is right now. Joining us is our forecaster, Lexi Bopulsi. Lexi, maybe there's something that Phil knows that we don't. What are the temperatures looking like? Is he right?
Well, so far he is. I mean, it is still winter, but it's starting to feel a lot like spring with above average temperatures. So currently here in Athens, it's about 43 degrees with clear skies and wind from the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour. So overall today, we've had an absolutely gorgeous day today. So when it comes to our cloud cover, we really didn't have much cloud cover today until about mid-morning into our afternoon. And that is because a low pressure system actually made its way through our area and brought us a slight cool down in the middle of the day, but we did bounce back from that. Today we could have expected a high temperature of 46, but we actually exceeded that with partly sunny skies and a low temperature of 27 degrees. Tonight we'll expect that low temperature with partly cloudy skies and a sunrise at about 7:32 a.m. Back to Haley.
Thanks, Lexi. Well, 8 schools are chosen to offer a new program to help educators. Youngstown State, Ashland, and Miami University are some of the schools picked by Governor Mike DeWine to offer Ohio's Teacher Boot Camp program. The program aims to help educators better prepare students for career readiness upon graduation. The announcement from the governor's office comes a day after DeWine's visit to East Elementary School, where he said when teachers have time to collaborate and get coaching, students can excel more.
Go off and learn how to do it, and then they come back and they do it. It's a continuous process. It's like most things in life. You just have to continue to do it. You have to have coaches.
People interested in the Teacher Boot Camp program can visit the website on your screen.
Intel is reassuring spectators that their semiconductor plant in New Albany is still on track to be finished. Though rumors have been circulating about construction delays, Intel says that they are committed to building the Silicon Heartland. The Wall Street Journal reports that the multi-billion-dollar site will see a delay in its initial completion date in 2026. Since breaking ground in 2022, they gave a wider estimate of 3 to 5 years for completion. Despite acknowledging this delay, Intel's new forecast is still well within the deadline set by the millions of dollars it received from Ohio.
Well, Attorney General Dave Yost's rejection to a proposed amendment to change election laws in Ohio is sparking a legal battle in the Ohio Supreme Court. The group that proposed the amendment to allow same-day voter registration in Ohio and expand early in-person voting is suing Yost. They argue that he is overstepping. However, Yost shared in the rejection letter that the title of the bill is misleading and misrepresented. Backers of the amendment say they will continue to fight until the measure reaches the fall ballot. Yost has not yet commented on the recent lawsuit, and the group has not yet resubmitted the amendment. Coming up, breaking news. The U.S. retaliates against groups who killed 3 service members in Jordan.
And the U.S. didn't just avoid a recession, it's adding hundreds of thousands of new jobs. So what does that mean for the economy?
And it's finally Friday, but what does the weather have in store for us this weekend? We'll find out more in my full weather when Newswatch returns.
Look at this lineup.
That is huge.
I had no idea what it was.
Moments like this actually feels like magic.
You can feel, just watching them, how long of a journey it's been.
Behind every legend, there's knowledge there.
That is the base of all our history.
I feel really excited.
Wednesday on WOUB.
We're creating a mixed income community. Being low income shouldn't bar you from experiencing a higher quality of life.
I have grown up in a journalism environment where I was frequently the only woman in the room.
At some point, a row of trees went in.
I feel segregated. They were planted to hide this community.
We live in a virtual reality world. Everybody everywhere knows what's going on. So people are aware that there's a problem here.
I wanted her story told, and I felt good that I was the one that was able to tell it. I know how to do other things to survive.
Rise up and say, you know what? Enough is enough.
We cover all the angles. We report the facts. We find clarity. PBS is here, delivering the credible, reliable, thoughtful election coverage you need to make informed decisions. PBS, your trusted election source.
Welcome back. We are following breaking news out of the Middle East. Just under an hour and a half ago, U.S. military began bombing dozens of sites in Iraq and Syria.
The initial strikes by manned and unmanned aircraft hit over 85 locations. According to U.S. Central Command, bombers targeted command and control headquarters, ammunition storage, and other facilities used by pro-Iranian militias. At least 3 militia members have been killed by the strikes. The strikes are more significant than previous attacks in the region over the last several weeks. U.S. officials say they want to deter and stop further attacks on U.S. soldiers, but want to avoid a full-scale conflict in the region.
The strikes are in a response to a drone attack that killed 3 U.S. service members in Jordan last weekend. The remains of those service members returned to Dover Air Force Base today. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden joined grieving families for the dignified transfer of the fallen heroes. President Biden and other top U.S. leaders have warned for days that the U.S. would strike back at the militias. The president said in a statement, quote, "If you harm Americans, we will respond."
The Labor Department says U.S. employers added a stunning 353,000 jobs during the first month of the year, and the overall unemployment rate remained steady in January. Karen Kafa is in Washington to break down who's hiring and who's not.
The labor market booming to start 2024. U.S. employers added 353,000 jobs in January, according to the Labor Department. The unemployment rate held steady for a third consecutive month at 3.7%.
It looks like this economy, this job market in any event, is holding very, very strong.
Professional and business services leading the way in January, adding 74,000 jobs. Healthcare adding 70,000 jobs, and the retail sector adding 45,000 jobs, a reflection of consumer confidence and shoppers willing to head out and spend, even as interest rates remain at a 23-year high amid the Federal Reserve's efforts to tame inflation. On Wednesday, Chairman Jerome Powell said the Fed still needs more data before they cut rates.
We're looking for greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably down to 2%. Implicitly, we do have confidence and has been increasing, but we want to get greater confidence. What do we want to see? We want to see more good data.
A report from outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas released Thursday did note a jump in January layoffs, led by the tech and finance sectors. But overall, a separate report from the Labor Department this week found more than 9 million job openings for U.S. job seekers in December. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, not only is there good news for the job market, but also for interest rates, as the Federal Reserve is signaling it could cut those rates soon. This comes after years of strain on American budgets, months of hikes, and Wednesday's vote to hold steady. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the Fed is feeling confident about inflation, but not too confident.
The question is, how close to that target, to that 2% rate, do we really need to get before the Fed feels comfortable cutting rates?
Powell says cuts probably won't start until after March, but rates on some loans are starting to come down already. Meanwhile, a $78 billion tax bill is heading to the Senate after clearing the House last night. It would expand the child tax credit and revive some expired corporate benefits. The bill has fairly strong bipartisan support.
So as the tax bill heads to the Senate, another bill to provide aid for allies and improve border security is a leading priority on Capitol Hill. The Senate Majority Leader says the text will come out today or later this weekend, and he wants a test vote by Wednesday. The release follows a European Union vote yesterday to send 50 billion euros to Ukraine. Depending on the bill's final wording, some Republicans say they may be voting yes.
That, on net, significantly decreases illegal immigration, and we sabotage that. That is inconsistent with what we told our voters we would do.
Just over a month ago, 60 House Republicans visited the border to push their own plan called H.R. 2. The new plan has some things Republicans want, since Republicans did help craft it. But former President Donald Trump says they should not vote for anything unless the Democrats give them everything they want.
Well, Lexi, it's been warming up all week. What can we expect this weekend? Any sun? What are conditions going to be like?
Yeah, we're actually going to have high pressure come into our area and give us beautiful sunny weather. And even now, we can start seeing it. Like I said earlier, we have clear skies right now. But throughout the day, we saw clear skies, but then some clouds come through our area, and that's because of a low pressure system followed by a slight cold front that came through. But that cold front didn't really affect us much, as we still even exceeded our high today. But right now, it is currently 43 degrees with clear skies, like I said before, and winds from our north-northeast about 3 miles per hour. So right now, it is a beautiful evening. But localized temperatures today were even more mild compared to other February temperatures, like Zanesville 42 degrees, Lancaster 43 degrees, and Wilmington at 42 degrees right now. So today, we actually saw our 24-hour temperatures, and if you pay close attention to it, you can see that slight hike down from about 43 to 41 when that cold front came through, but that didn't really affect us at all as we exceeded our high of 46 to even 50 and 51 today. Tonight we expect a low of 27 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and tomorrow's sunrise being at 7:32 a.m. And tomorrow we can expect much of the same except a bit of an upgrade. Partly sunny skies today, mostly sunny skies tomorrow with a high of 48 and a low of 26. And tomorrow we're actually going to see what I like to call a little bit of a sandwich of high pressure. We have high pressure here and high pressure here with Ohio right smack dab in the middle. But if you noticed, there's a bit of rain in our west. Don't worry about that. Don't let that scare you. That will not affect us this weekend or even into next week. That's going to stay south. And tomorrow night is kind of the same story as tonight, with that high pressure still dominating our area and giving us clear, beautiful weather. And Saturday, we're going to have the same story as tomorrow night. But that is going to take more effect into our 7-day, with our sunny skies from tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all throughout the week. Possibility of showers on Friday, but that can change. And with those mild temperatures in our upper 40s and low 50s. So that's kind of the story for us this next week. That's kind of the story for us this next week. But really kind of absolutely gorgeous for sibling weekend here at OU. But that's kind of the end of the story with our high pressure today. So let's take it to Madeline.
Thanks, Lexi. I know I'm certainly looking forward to that warmer weather. And now you may want to consider putting down that fruit juice. A new study links drinking a glass or more a day can lead to weight gain. As millions of Americans battle with obesity, the National Nutrition Guidelines are laying out just how much 100% juice a person should consume. Mandy Gaither goes over the recommendations and has tips on how parents can help children cut back on the juice.
It's made from fruit, so juice has to be healthy, right? New research says wrong.
This just provides evidence to the already existing recommendations for juice for children.
The data link drinking a glass or more of 100% fruit juice each day to a small increase in weight for both adults and kids. With rising numbers of obese children and concerns for dental cavities, the American Academy of Pediatrics says babies younger than 1 should avoid juice entirely. For children ages 1 to 3, intake should be limited to 4 ounces a day, and those ages 4 to 6, only 6 ounces daily.
If we haven't started that introduction of sweet beverages, we don't want to start, because once we start, that means that our body becomes accustomed to it and we're going to want to have more sweets.
But if your child has already started drinking juice, parents can help them cut back by watering it down and encouraging more water. You can even add fruit to make it fun, says Catherine Sherry with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Strong for Life.
Things like mango and pineapple. Even going, if we want to be adventurous, try vegetables and herbs such as cucumber or mint. This can be fun to get the kids in the kitchen, to give them ways to get creative. And if a child is having fun and being creative with food, they're more likely to be able to want to try it and taste it.
Sherry says parents can also help children make better beverage choices by choosing healthy options themselves.
As an adult, we need to be that role model for our children.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Sherry says the goal of limiting sugary beverages like juice isn't to make all children look the same. She says it's to keep children healthy.
Next in sports, it's a busy Friday night for high school basketball across Southeast Ohio. And for the latest from Newswatch, follow us on Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube.
He took white America by storm, broke down barriers.
To be a black artist and go to the top of the pop charts.
And changed music forever.
If you look at music and where rock came from, he is right in there.
See why there is only one.
That I am the king of rock and roll!
Little Richard on American Masters.
Tonight at 9 on WOUB.
I want you to fasten your seatbelt.
You cannot chart your own path if you don't know where you came from.
For me, it was an opportunity to face my own truth.
This is our community. We don't want our history to stop.
Palm Springs grown, and we want to be part of the community.
Feel it deep down in your soul.
This is stuff that we need in order to feel whole.
I wouldn't be here without gospel.
All this and more, only on PBS.
Next time on Jackie Robinson.
He had purchased the right to speak his mind many times over.
Robinson comes out swinging.
He was not an angry black man. He was an athlete who wanted to win.
And builds a lasting legacy beyond baseball.
He took on everything that we were afraid to face and succeeded.
Don't miss the conclusion of Jackie Robinson.
Thursday at 9 on WOUB.
Closer and closer we inch towards deciding conference crowns, and this week is a big one. The Spartans and Bulldogs clash for the top of the Ohio for the girls. Nelsonville York Buckeyes boys are headed to VC, while the Wildcat girls getting a shot at revenge and a piece of the crown against Fedhawk. And there's only one place to be for all the action. Episode 3 airs upcoming this Sunday at 11 p.m. and Monday at 6 p.m. And as always, we're reminding you to be heroic.
Welcome back. Now, I hear there are some big high school basketball games tonight in the region.
You know what, Haley? I heard that too. Joining us now with more sports is anchor Kaylee Acosko. Can you tell us a little more about this?
We have multiple rivalry games, 2 teams looking to take their winning streaks alive, and more. We have 2 TVC battles tonight, and despite teams' records, both games should be highly entertaining. A big rivalry game will be happening tonight in the Plains as the Athens Bulldogs will host the Alexander Spartans. The Bulldogs are coming off their 4th conference win of the year, while the Athens girls teams managed to beat Alexander last night. The boys will be looking to earn the rivalry sweep for Athens. Another big game that will be happening tonight is Vinton County, who look to remain undefeated in the TVC Ohio as they take on the Nelsonville York Buckeyes and MacArthur. Other notable games that are happening tonight in the TVC Hawking are the Eastern Eagles facing off with the Federal Hawking Lancers in Stuart. The Trimble Tomcats travel to face Waterford Wildcats, with Trimble looking to earn the season sweep. Hoping to keep their 13-game win streak alive, the Megs Marauders will face Marietta down on the Ohio-West Virginia border. Bouncing from high school basketball to college basketball, it's a big day tomorrow as the Battle of the Bricks returns to Athens. Ohio men's basketball will face Miami at 2 p.m. tomorrow for the first time this year after splitting the series with the Redhawks last year. Both Ohio and Miami have identical season records, and they currently sit at 5-4 in the Mid-American Conference. Miami has ran into some bumps playing on the road this season, while the Bobcats have been tough to beat in the combo. One player to keep an eye on is Ohio forward A.J. Clayton, who's coming off a 16-point game Wednesday night against Buffalo. From men's to women's, the Ohio women's basketball team will travel northwest to face the Ball State Cardinals tomorrow. Ohio looks to get back on track after suffering a home loss on Wednesday against Buffalo, ending a 3-game win streak. Moving forward from this loss, it is going to be a vigorous task for the Bobcats as Ball State stands first in the MAC Conference with a perfect 9-0 record. Ball State has won 13 games in a row and only has 2 losses this season, both coming from top 20 opponents Connecticut and Notre Dame. Tip-off will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow in Muncie. With softball season just around the corner, Ohio is picked to finish second in the MAC coaches preseason poll. The Bobcats earned 3 of the 11 first-place votes and 3 MAC championship votes. Rivalry, Miami claimed 6 of the first-place votes, and the team was only picked ahead to finish ahead of Ohio. The Bobcats will begin the season 1 week today in Boca Raton, Florida, facing off with Michigan State in the FAU Paradise Classic. Ohio hockey is entering the final month of the regular season with the weekend series versus Iowa State this weekend. The Bobcats won 6 of their games of the last 7 games, with the only loss coming at the hands of Maryville last Friday. This will be the first time the 2 schools have met on the ice since the 2021-2022 season when they played 4 times. That year, the Cyclones took the first 2 matchups in Athens, but Ohio bounced back, winning one of the 2 matchups on the road later in the season. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. both tonight and tomorrow at Bird Arena. I'm Kylie Osko, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Haley.
Thanks, Kylie. Well, still ahead, a discovery in East Germany may change what scientists believe about modern humans. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
Next time on Antiques Roadshow, can you guess which guest just heard that their treasure is worth 6 figures?
Are you serious? Wow. I hate to say wow, but I didn't expect that.
That's a lot more than I would have thought.
That's amazing. I had no idea. Okay.
It's Antiques Roadshow, next time from Old Sturbridge Village in Massachusetts.
Monday at 8 on WOUB.
It's incredible. How do you find these things?
On Finding Your Roots, Jesse Williams.
Before anybody even tried to get to know me or talk to me, it's just, what are you?
And Sonny Hostin.
It was a constant question.
Complex identities revealed.
I feel more full. It just completes a picture.
And an ancestor's powerful act.
He signed an X. Now you got me crying.
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
We have news.
Big news.
Very good. Whatever happens, we'll be together.
The evidence is compelling.
I'd expect nothing less. Congratulations, Eliza. Murder, extortion, gun running.
Things are looking up. Grab onto the things you love and try and cherish every moment. There's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be.
What could possibly go wrong?
Where do I sign?
Sunday on WOUB.
Well, finally tonight, bones found in a cave reveal a new historical map. They prove Neanderthals and humans likely lived alongside one another 45,000 years ago. Fragments of protein and DNA from the fossils were found in eastern Germany, and until now, scientists thought that they didn't live as far north as this region. But they believe that these stone tools were crafted by Neanderthals, proving the two groups may have overlapped for several thousand years. Wow, so we're going to toss it over one last time here for a final look at weather with Lexi. Give us a reminder, what are those conditions looking like?
Yeah, well, currently here in Athens, we're still sitting at that 43 degrees with clear skies and those light winds from the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour. And tonight we're going to be seeing an overnight low of 27 degrees, so that's going to come in a little quick tonight with partly cloudy skies and tomorrow's sunrise being at 7:32 a.m. Tomorrow we're going to see about the same thing as today, except that upgrade from partly sunny to mostly sunny. We're going to be seeing a high of 48 and a low of 26. And tomorrow we're also going to be seeing that establishment of strong high pressure in our area, which is going to be bringing us those absolutely gorgeous, beautiful sunny skies throughout our entire weekend this weekend, because that's going to be the same thing tomorrow night. Like I said before, we're going to be seeing sunny skies all weekend and into next week with above average temperatures in our upper 40s and low to mid 50s. So that's it for me with weather. Enjoy your beautiful weekend and have a great, beautiful week as well.
Awesome. Well, those weather conditions look great. I mean, I love that taste of spring that we got today.
Right.
I think I kind of ran with it with my color today, but I'm so ready for spring. It's awesome. It's nice to not be slipping and sliding.
I really hope we can trust Buckeye Chuck and Punxsutawney Phil, because I trust them. I'm liking this. Well, that does it this evening for our broadcast. Thank you for watching, and for Lexi and Kylie, I'm Madeline Harden.
And I'm Haley Swano. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at woub.org or follow us on social media. Thank you and have a great night.